Hi, this is Amy Magyar from FromWithin Coaching. I couldn't be more happy to have Coach LJ continue a conversation we actually had recently about talents and strengths and the difference between them. But one of the things that came up from that discussion, this is sort of the part two of that discussion, is the word pain. And I use sort of painful. And I think you had a really interesting perspective on that. So I'll let you lead us off on what you wanted to make sure we add in.
Okay, Amy, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity and giving me the introduction to painful, because what I think is happening when you have these talents, you develop them into strength by investing time and efforts in it.
Yeah.
If you don't do the development of your talents, but other talents or acquired habits, acquired knowledge, but it's against your grain, it doesn't work. And then it becomes painful. If you would ask me now, so what would you like to, I will give you an X amount of money to become a plumber. I would be like, don't do this to me. I'm not a tradesman. I don't have the ability to see how things fit. I really am. I'm like two left hands and I can't do it. So I won't even bother to do it. But there are people who have this vision or the ability to turn something from nothing into something on this matter. And that's the same with talents. I'm not a strategic guy, so I've let go of things to develop strategic insights or requirements. I don't do it.
Right.
Let me be the one that the set of talents I have, the 5 I have found out were life-changing.
Yeah.
So please, try not to go there where you think you should go, but go with the ones you have been dealt with.
I love it. And on top of that, I'm going to ask a leading question here. Let's say you find out what your top 5 Clifton strengths are, and you don't do anything with them. Like you kind of put it up on the shelf and you never look at it again. What happens for that? Like, what's the loss? Because it's interesting. People will sit in workshops and have their do the strengths assessment, and they're like, that's good to know. And then they don't do anything with those. And I'm curious for you, what you've noticed when people are sort of given this gift and then don't use it. What either happens for them, or what's the miss?
Well, there's a set of possibilities. I think there is a plan, there is a seed, and there has been done some seeding.
Yeah.
So you can put it on the shelf, that's no problem, but there might come a moment where it hits you. And maybe you're redoing your room, or you have to move, you come across the report and you're like, hey, or you're redoing your laptop because you're cleaning it, and then you come across this file. You read it again, and then it might hit you.
Good point.
Or it doesn't spark anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't get water, the seed, and it's like dead in the water. I think that is a huge missed opportunity, because it will turn against you. If you don't use your talents wisely, it goes inwardly instead of showing the world and using them for you and make this world a better place. And that's another discussion, but it will make the chances of you getting sick or getting all kinds of complaints about your body and you don't feel well. I think could be also one of the possibilities if you don't use it.
It's sort of this idea of that your strengths are like your muscles. They atrophy if you don't use them. I think for a lot of people, they don't they can't put their thumb on what's wrong. Like, I'm not enjoying work. I'm really tired. I'm feeling really drained. My body's achy. Is often it's them in a role or in their personal life where they're not able to actually use their strengths,
Yeah.
which strengths fuel. When you use them, they fuel you. So they're not using like an internal organ. It's like not using your heart. Like at some point you're not going to feel well. And I truly believe that, you know, when we often do a scan when we're working with our clients and they talk about, you know, this job just is not feeling right. Oftentimes what we're seeing is, one, they're not utilizing their strengths
Yep.
in the job, or the job is the antithesis of their strengths. So in fact, it's like beating down their strength. And so no wonder you know, on a Monday afternoon feel as bad as you do on normally a Friday if you enjoyed your job. You're just beat up, and it's because of that, I think. So yeah, it just seems to be such a shame. I think people sort of goes back to what we talked about in the first section is, if, you know, once you become aware of these, if you do nothing with them, if you do nothing with the talents and create, you know, and use them to create these strengths, what a loss for you. It's almost like, here's your DNA, here's your superpowers. Meh, I don't need them.
Yeah. It's the analogy of planting a seed.
Yeah.
Water it, pay attention, give it light,
Yeah.
and there will come a sprout.
Right.
So the power of this seed is so enormous in its own being, but we need to attend to it with water, light, and attention. And
Yeah.
that's the same with your talents, and thus with your strength.
Right. Right. Oh, I love it. Oh, I'm so glad we did part 2. Anything else to wrap it up? Is there anything else you want to share?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right. Excellent. Thank you, LJ, for the extra time. I appreciate it. And we'll see you on the other side.
Thank you very much, Amy.